Hello, hello. Good afternoon on this Monday afternoon. Salceda here. Let's finish up world history. Is it world history B? Yeah, 7.2. 7.1 is done in there on Nearpod. Let's go into this triumph of democratic nationalism. A little fan on the side. Take that off. Let's get to it. We got things to do. I don't got a lot of time to do it, so let's do it as quickly as I possibly can for you guys. After I refresh this page, there's some things lacking. Okay. Democratic nationalism, democratic as in democracy and people vote. Nationalism is the birth of a nation. So no longer is it like I'm a Texan, I'm a US citizen, I'm an American, right? So this is as a whole. Two terms for us today. Kaiser is German for emperor. Kaiser comes from the Roman Caesar. Czar in Russia comes from Caesar, Kaiser. And then to secede is to withdraw, the way the South did during the American Civil War, to secede, right? So people we got to know, Alexander II became the Tsar and abolished serfdom in Russia. Serfdom is like a form of slavery, but not slaves, but right above slavery, right? Napoleon, in 1852 took the title of Napoleon III, Emperor of France. And then Victor Emmanuel II became King of Italy in 1861. William I was proclaimed the Kaiser of the Second German Reich. And then lastly, we have William Wilberforce, who abolished slavery in England. Okay, good job. So slavery for us wasn't abolished till 1865. All right. The success of the concert of Europe was due to its common goals. However, when division and factions conflicts began to arise, the alliance began to weaken. International conflict eventually erupted, bringing an end to the concert of Europe and opening the way to the spread of democratic nationalism. Ooh, terms. What do we got? Reasons for greater unification among the United States following the Civil War. Okay, that's bringing it home. We have King Victor Emmanuel, Otto von Bismarck, Napoleon III, William Wilberforce. Oh, William over here. We got more matching. We got four terms: the Franco-Prussian War, Crimean War, Realpolitik, and plantation. Freedoms granted to the serfs by, that's up there, one of those guys that we just discussed. In which country did nationalist movements result in a dual monarchy? So two kings, a dual. Who was the most important leader of the movement for Italian unification? He's up there too. One of those guys. And why was Camillo de Cavour important to the Italian unification? Let's see what we got, guys. The international conflict to bring about these significant changes was the Crimean War. It began as a struggle for the border between the countries of Russia and the Ottoman Empire. Russia wanted to expand its control. The Ottomans wished to retain their control. In 1854, Russia attacked. The Ottomans in decline and could not do little to resist the powerful Russians. Fearing Russian domination in Eastern Europe and the Mediterranean, Britain allied itself with the Ottomans. France soon joined Britain in the fight to control Russian aggression. The Italians in the Kingdom of Sardinia allied with the Ottomans too, hoping to gain support of the French in their own struggle. Wow. Much of the war was fought in the Crimean Peninsula, south of what is now Ukraine. The Russians suffered heavy losses, and by 1856, they agreed to stop their aggression against the Ottoman Empire. The Treaty of Paris, permitted the borders of the countries of Moldavia and Wallachia to come under the control of the great powers. So let's see what we got here. British troops. This is the Crimean Peninsula, right in here. That's the Crimean Peninsula. Right. So red, there are the Turkish troops, and then British troops, and then major battles. Cool. Oh, this is a nice animation map. I really do like it. Well, yeah, there we go with that. The defeat was humiliating for the Russians. Its former allies had refused to support its effort against the Ottomans, a Muslim empire. Austria's lack of support was particularly felt as Tsar Alexander I and the Austrian diplomat Metternich had been closely aligned to the efforts to crush liberalism in their countries. Consequently, Russia retreated from European affairs, leaving Austria alone to resist the rising tide of democratic nationalism in Italy and Germany. What do we got here? 19th century wars. What do we got first? The South American Wars for Independence. When the U.S. got independence, it spread into Latin America, and they also, right, had these wars for independence, Mexico being one of them in their revolution. The Opium Wars, the British are trading in China, but unfortunately, yeah, I have a thumbs up emoji that came up on my screen. Unfortunately, opium will become an addicting drug. The Chinese will combat it and they go to war with the British. We have the Crimean War, which we just read about. In 1875, the Franco-Prussian War, as France will go to war with Prussia. Prussia will become Germany. The Boxer Rebellion in China against Christians, British. A Boer War between the British Empire and two independent republics in South Africa. And then we have the Russo-Japanese War, where Japan goes to war with Russia. Japan will actually win this one. Oh, I'm running out of time. Let's do this. So in Italy, after dissolution and ending the Roman Empire, the Italian peninsula remained divided. By the 19th century, the Holy Roman Empire had dissolved. Spurred by the spirit of nationalism, leaders began to rise up. Most important among these was Camillo de Cavour, 1810 to 1861. King Victor Emmanuel II made Cavour prime minister of his kingdom, Piedmont and Sardinia. He resented Austria, the aims of wresting Lombardy and Venetia from Austria. Cavour made alliance with France. In exchange for control, Napoleon agreed to aid Sardinia in its quest. Wow, okay. What do we got over here? In anticipation of a full unification, King Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed King of Italy in March 17th, 1861. In the US, the American Civil War is taking place. Nationalism in Germany. King William II named Count Otto von Bismarck Chancellor of Prussia. Otto von Bismarck. He's amazing when it comes to this. Guided by the idea of Realpolitik, Bismarck set out to unify German states under Prussian leadership. After increasing the size of the Prussian army, Bismarck waged a war with Denmark over the control of the northern provinces of Holstein and Schleswig. I think I said that correctly. Bismarck then fixed his gaze on other German states controlled by Austria. In 66, war broke out. You can finish reading that. France, Louis Philippe I, the citizen king Napoleon, was named president of the Second French Republic. Very quickly to his rule, assumed authoritative stance on December 1852, took the title Napoleon III. Austria. During the explosive years of 48 to 49, Austria conservatives managed to crush several uprisings. Austria, Hungary, now together there are one. You can read on that. Russia, we have Alexander II. Nicholas I, Alexander II. You all can finish reading up on that. And then in the United States, let's just say Civil War, slavery. Wilberforce ended slavery in Britain. A lot of the slaves were in the South, primarily in North and South Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. Less so from Louisiana to Georgia to Kentucky, but still slavery. You have your questions. Thank you all very much. Be good, be well. I wish you guys a wonderful week.